Hello everyone, my name is Danielle Holden and I will be doing my advocacy project on child sex trafficking. The problem. What is child sex trafficking? Child sex trafficking is a severe case of child sexual abuse that occurs when a child is under the age of 18 and is advised, solicited, or exploited through a commercial sex act. The child sex trafficking team at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children are the professionals that are saying that this problem is continuously growing and at a rapid rate. Significance of problem. Child sex trafficking is known to be the modern-day slavery of child abuse. While it's true that any child can be targeted in sex trafficking, data has shown that traffickers often target youth who have a lack of supports, a violent past, or those who are experiencing homelessness. Oftentimes, when the youth is in an environment where they don't feel loved, or if they are experiencing a sense of not belonging, this allows the traffickers to feed off of that energy and manipulate the youth for their own personal gain. Scope, nature, and dimensions of problem. Child sex trafficking happens in almost every country around the world. It's important to note that traffickers represent every single social, ethnic, and racial group. The reasoning as to why this is such a growing problem is because the traffickers are doing whatever it takes to not appear alarming to the child. The traffickers can be either men or women, and they usually use any tactic they can in order to lure the child to them. Desired outcomes. Keep child trafficking victims safe in a community-based care. This will allow them to grow a sense of belonging. Foster family selection and placement. This is a great alternative for the children who have no family and nowhere to go. Foster parent training and retention. This is key to stabilizing homes for children who have been victim to trafficking. Target for advocacy. Law enforcement is a very important partner when it comes to having an impactful stance to bring change to the child sex trafficking situation. Child sex trafficking involves a number of complex crimes that only law enforcement can collaborate to help with. The ultimate goal is for the individuals who are leading law enforcement to adopt effective multidisciplinary approaches that are effective enough to address child sex trafficking. That way, a decline in cases can start to arise. Barriers. Economic factors have always been a huge barrier. The youth that lives in poverty and have limited resources are the ones that are prone to becoming sex trafficked. Societal factors are also a barrier for the youth population. This includes the sexualization of children that leads to the lack of awareness for trafficking. Who has authority? The U.S. Department of Homeland Security has authority to break the barriers. DHS is at the forefront of the fight for change. Also, the Department of Justice has authority as well. The reason why the Department of Justice has authority is because their efforts include prosecuting and investigating all crimes that deals with child sex trafficking in order to prevent the spread of it. Organizational involvement. The National Human Trafficking Hotline, the Human Trafficking Advocacy, and the National Center for the Missing and Exploited Children are just a few of the organizations that want to help with the fight to end child sex trafficking. The ultimate desired outcome that I have when it comes to these organizations is that they have the power and resources to put an end to this madness. Strategies for changing the situation. Strategies that can help with the prevention of child sex trafficking is by raising public awareness and becoming educated on the issue. Also, having the ability to identify vulnerable populations will make a huge difference. As we know it, the vulnerable population have a high risk of becoming trafficked. Also, strengthening law enforcement to help with the breakdown and simply supporting victim recovery for the children who have experienced being sex trafficked is another way that can be proper in order to help. Reasoning for selection. The reason as to why I chose those specific strategies is because if we take a look at the bigger picture, those strategies will allow for the greatest outcome. Having the ability to identify vulnerable populations is crucial in order to prevent it from happening, especially if you look at it through different lenses. Also, strengthening law enforcement will allow for a lower risk of children being targeted, and simply raising awareness on the issue will give individuals the opportunity to know more so that they can do more. Thank you for watching.